So this game is a game that I have wanted to do videos of for a long time. This is one of my top 5 personal favorite RPGs of all time, alongside Earthbound and Phantasy Star 4 and 2 other games, which I will eventually be doing series of, but I'd like to leave as a surprise to you all. And it's a really amazing game. It's a really unique game for a lot of reasons. It's an RPG. It's very, very customizable. The game has literally, I think it's something like 80 plus endings. I forget how many. It's either 80 or 60. I forget how many. But the game came out in '99. So for some of you out there, it's like, gee, old. But it's the second in a series of the Star Ocean games. And it takes place about, I think, 20 years after the first Star Ocean game, which was on Super Nintendo. It's either 20 or 10 years, I forget which. But there's just so many things unique about this game. The fact that you can play as 2 separate entire storylines depending on which protagonist you pick. The battle system, like I said, all the customization and so forth. The overall storyline itself has a lot of very dark things that happen in it. It's, to me, like, you know, not like a mature RPG, not like a, you know, like a rated R RPG or like, you know, MA-18 or whatever, but definitely an RPG that is not a happy-go-lucky, kiddie, fun RPG type thing, you know. And notable is that all of the characters are fully voiced, which it is PlayStation, so that's not, you know, like the biggest technical achievement ever, but it's still notable because many other RPGs during this era were not fully voiced. And it's, you just have to watch it to basically get it. Like, it's got a style all its own. As generic as it is to say that, it is a really, really good game, which is why it's in my top 5 favorites of all time out of the many, many RPGs I've played. And a lot of you may have played the later Star Ocean games. Unfortunately, they got much more attention than this did. Not unfortunate because I think those games are bad or anything like that, but because I think this game is just as good as Star Ocean 3 and so forth, if not even better. And, you know, like I said, it kind of got swept underneath the rug because it was 1999 and PlayStation's heyday was kind of out, as the Dreamcast was released this year, and then of course shortly thereafter the PlayStation 2 and, you know, the GameCube and all other stuff going on, so, you know. But we will start the game here. I don't think this fucks with my thing. Let's see. This is back in the day when people actually had to pick between this stuff. Well, we've got 2 headphones, so I guess we should pick surround sound. Pick vibration on, whatever. So here's the 2 things here. So we've got Claude Kinney, who is the son of the main character from the first game in the series. And then you've got Rena Lanford, who is not really related to anybody from the first series, but, you know, yeah. So you can pick between these 2 characters, and it's notable because the entire game's storyline is different depending on who you pick. So it's like you're getting 2 RPGs in one in this game. Now, it's not like you're playing 2 completely disconnected storylines, but it's being able to view the events from the second character will make the game notably different. So, out of familiarity, I played the game the first time with Claude, so I'm going to go with that because I haven't played the game in a very long time. There is actually a manga about the series and an anime, which is pretty good. I did watch most of the anime, so and it's got a really good opening theme song. But yeah, so we're gonna go with the standard name here because it fits, you know. And so here's the combat mode. I'm gonna go with standard, basically. The other ones here are basically a little bit. It's a little bit weird, like. yeah, these I've never really been too much of a fan of. I would much rather have this one. So, we're just going through here the intro movie. I forget if this is detailing the aspects of the first game or not, but that's the main character from the first game right there. That's the main character of this game's dad, and this is what that happened in the Super Nintendo version. In the original game, Super Nintendo. I'm present at a young age of 38. That's pretty goddamn old for the main character of an RPG. So here we are on planet Milokea. And so there's you as Claude, and there's your dad, and there's the scouting crew. And you're just kind of checking it out. So you're just like, whatever, doop-a-doop. And so basically, it's kind of interesting because at the very start of the game, you get a ridiculously broken weapon that you'll see more of here in just a minute. Up your ass, Dad. I'll be as bold as I fucking want to. I always like in games where they do this, like, this phase gun will shoot when you press the L1 button during a battle. Imagine if your dad just randomly said that to you. If your dad was just like, fucking, son, I give you this weapon, make sure you press the X button 3 times to use it properly in combat. So your brave dad is like, you know what, we're going to go on this alien planet towards this source system that we don't really know anything about. Which kind of is like the plot line to, man, I'm having a bad memory lately. Which is kind of like the plot line to that alien Prometheus. Just like it. Hey, we got to check it out because we got to get closer. Of course, this game came out some, 14 years before Prometheus did. But, So, everybody's checking out the place. You're just kind of like, doop-a-doop-doop. And if you're thinking the game's boring right now, this is the intro to it. Don't get butthurt. It's an RPG, remember? You gotta give it a little bit. So at this point, you can freely move around, and you can test out the buttons a little bit. Holding down a circle makes you run, and you can actually leave. So you have to figure out a way to open the door, so you are stuck to this area. You can talk to people, and why such a huge dome? I got a dome. And so you gotta figure out a way to open up the door. And obviously this is what you're supposed to hit, is this thing flipping out. But first let's check out the menu. I want to show you just how insanely in-depth this game is, even at this point in the game. So if you go into the specialty menu here, if you go into the specialty menu here, you can see that I've got a phase gun for my L1 button, and then my R1 button is something else that you can equip later on, etc. And it shows you the proficiency, which means how many times you've used that ability, and then the MP use, which is obviously how much it is. Considering it's a gun, you don't really need to have any MP to use it. And you can switch it out for nothing if you want to basically troll yourself, but that's not really a good idea at this point. Then, of course, you've got items, you've got equipment, blah, 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 all the basic stuff. Weapon, armor, shield, helmet, greaves, accessory. But then you get into the skills, and this is where it's interesting. This game has over 20 different skills that you can learn and upgrade over the course of the game. For example, just starting out at the beginning of the game, you've got scientific ability for Claude, which is the ability to use laboratory equipment such as a still. it increases your skill level times 10, or I think it's, for every level of this, you get a time 10, you get an extra 10 strength increase, I think. I'm not positive on that. But you have to use SP, from what I remember, to actually gain these skills. It'll probably give more of an in-depth thing. I haven't played this game in like forever, so I've kind of forgotten. But then you can also have your specialties that come from learning these things. And you can check it out. And then you've got talent, which you can get from this stuff too, which shows you your sense of design, your animal lover, and the ability to grasp musical tones. And these all come into play during the game. Functionality, for example, is, again, per skill level, you get strength, dexterity, agility, intelligence increase. And there's like 20 plus of these to learn. I think actually more than that. Maybe there's like 30 or something like that. So that right there is a huge level of customization. Then you've got all this stuff and everything else. You've even got a favorite food, which I think you can actually change yourself depending on what you eat. You can actually change the name of your character while the game is going on, which is pretty insane. You don't see that in many RPGs nowadays. Then, of course, you've got your options, stuff like that. We're going to set the message speed to fast because, you know, we can blow through it then. You know, set your window color. It's all pretty normal stuff. Camera work, blah, blah. You'll see more of that in a little bit. Key customization, doop, doop, doop. And that's pretty much what we're at, so no problem. Combat, you can actually set yourself a combat strategy so that for when your allies are attacking with computer-controlled stuff, you can tell them to do certain things, because you'll see why that's important in battle in a little bit. Replacement is so you can switch out party members. And then you've got formation, which is literally to put your characters where you want them to in a format with all of these different possible settings. And I believe they are customizable to some extent, but I'm not positive. And then, of course, your data, if you want to save your game, which we can't yet. So, first thing we're going to do is we got to go over here and talk to good old Pops. Did you find something? Hell yeah, I did, Dad. You see this shit? I'm a fucking genius. Dad, I mean, Commodore. I'm the Commodore 64. Why hasn't anybody made that into a song? It rhymes. Commodore 64. It's like, that'd be fucking perfect. What is it? You guys found this rock sticking up that none of us noticed at all. There's something here. Well, let's just beat the shit out of it. Good work, Claude. You're not a dumb fuck. Why are they all like, what the fuck? Wasn't time I may be able to. No! Right now! You fucking suck! Almost sounded like the theme to Funky Town. Durr. Good job. Pretty good! 2 tries to figure out an alien code on an alien device on an alien planet. I would have to say you are a bona fide fucking genius, buddy. You must take all possible precautions. I always like in this stuff, like sci-fi stuff, it's like you think they want to beam down like 50 people so like you can like have all the shit you need, you know? So we talked to this guy, he's kind of like, this is my duty area, fuck off. And you're like, alright, damn, bitch. And so right here, it seems there was a gigantic internal explosion. What it could be on such a small planet? Or what could it be on such a small planet? Derp or derp. And then here's your save spot, which of course you can save the game to a memory point. Or, I don't even know what the fuck we're talking about here. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Fuck it. Oh shit. There we go. Okay, so, we got the game saved, no problem, let's go. So let's go ahead here. Let's go talk to this dude. Okay, I might need to change the text option because I'm like accidentally doing this too fast. Let's go back to options. Let's change it a little bit slower so I don't automatically close off the message, especially when there's 2 different messages. So, let's go talk to here. What are you doing? You haven't finished your analysis of the device. Find another area to investigate. What the fuck, Dad? I don't want to investigate this shit, and these 2 assholes won't let me anywhere near their area. So fuck it, let's go. Stop being so reckless. Wait till we find out what that device is. Well, Dad, I'm my own man. There's no need to worry. We have no idea what the device is. Hey, I'm the son of a legendary hero. Suck a dick. I got it, Dad. No problem. No problem. Look at it. It's a fucking big-ass rock. I don't know what the fuck it is. It ain't gonna do shit. Probably a big-ass Big ass toilet. We'll get nothing done if we keep fretting like this. See, no problem. No problem. And then it's mad. Yeah, a gate's opening, you're like, holy fuck Knox, what the fuck is going on? And you realize you need to get the fuck out of Dodge. And you're basically getting sucked into this gate. And here's the crazy pro PlayStation effects right there. And that's about it. You got turned into an intergalactic turd. No, you didn't really. He disappeared, son of a bitch. Well, you can't really do anything about it there, Dad. Your son didn't really give two flying fucks.